Hello everybody, my name is Garlips, I'm an alleged speedrunner, and this is Bad Way, developed by Monty Games. This is basically Uncharted at home. It's developed by one person, Monty, and he's actually been in our chats and our streams, and it's been really nice to spend time with him. This game is very funny, very jank, very broken. The Any% uses several tricks, including out of bounds and glitches that yeet the character, as well as driving up the side of a mountain and all kinds of other shenanigans. So it's very cool and very funny. You'll definitely make an impact by choosing this game. So the run has begun, and we are now in control on level 1. What we are doing is we are running over to a section of the map where we can climb a bush and get out of bounds. I mean, technically, it's not out of bounds in that, you know, no invisible walls are breached. There is a way to climb out of the expected or intended game area to somewhere else. But you know, for all intents and purposes, it's an out of bounds. We come around this corner here, and we're going to climb on this bush. And then we're going to get up here and basically bypass the rest of the level. Level 1 has got some enemies you need to shoot, as well as some other bits and pieces. We don't have time for that. We're speedrunners. We want to go as fast as humanly possible. There is a skip that you can use that makes this even faster, called Torch Skip, but Torch Skip is still very much under construction and not easily replicable. I mean, it's very easy to do Torch Skip, but the problem is Torch Skip doesn't always work for you the way it should, and can actually be detrimental to your run. So you need good luck, basically. And so what you're seeing here is a run that's completely devoid of Torch Skip, and I think that's probably for the best. At a marathon, we probably wouldn't try Torch Skip. Maybe we would try it to begin with, and if it didn't work out in the first level, we would just then immediately bypass it and go for safer strats. But yeah, as you can see here, there's a little bit of time to explain Bad Way. My commentators would explain Bad Way here, as well as myself, and there'd also be a time for a donation if this is a donation marathon. We run around the corner here, and we make it up to these cars. Those cars are the end of the level, pretty much. So we're coming up to the end of level 1, and what follows is a cutscene, but the game has already saved that we're at the next level, so what we do is we immediately close the game and reopen the game, because the cutscene is unskippable. But if we do that, it's actually faster to reboot the game, load the level, and carry on than it is to sit through the cutscene. Although the cutscene is glorious, maybe we would have an incentive for the marathon where we would actually sit and watch the cutscenes, because they are truly exceptional, and it's a crime that you're not seeing them right now. So it's an option. It's an option. Anyway, here we are in level 2. Now this run does not feature a new skip called Canyonero Skip. Canyonero Skip involves driving this car up the side of a mountain. It was pioneered by Handsome Strife, who will probably be commentating this run in some way if you choose it for marathon. And so you'll see here, I'm going to drive up towards some trees, just across a body of water here.
That's fair.
And I'm going to save and quit and get out. Basically, by saving and loading, you can start exactly where you save, but you'll be outside of the car. However, there is a new strategy that involves driving the car to the left of those trees, and where you can see me running now, you would continue to use the car. So it's quite impressive, and you know, when I'm practicing for whatever marathon, if you pick this game, I will be using Canyonero Skips, so you'll see that in the run. We're climbing up on some objects here that we're not supposed to. They're an invisible wall to the left and the right, so you might see me get pushed a bit there to the left and the right. That's because of invisible walls. We're basically using this geometry outside of the playable zone of the level, or the intended playable zone. And instead we're kind of like running around the outside. There are invisible walls everywhere, and here's an example of a trick we're going to be using throughout the run. You can roll in this game, combat roll. There's the combat roll, and it basically allows us to kind of like make our way down slopes safely. There is a kind of an unintended glitch associated with the combat roll, where if you use the combat roll repeatedly, you ragdoll. And when Michael, this is Michael, the character in the game, ragdolls, he can fall from pretty much any height, and it completely ignores fall damage. So we use that quite a few times in this run. It's very useful. But first what we're going to do is I've got my gun out here, because this is a combat roll crouch climb. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rolling up this hill, using an invisible wall. We're kind of snug between an invisible wall and a plane pointing upwards, and that gets us up over that hill. Then we're immediately going to kind of ragdoll down this hill. As you'll see, we ragdoll down. We don't take any fall damage. We have now skipped a large part of the level, but it's not over yet.
Sure thing, Mr. Burns.
So we're coming up to a mountain here, and at the top of the mountain is the end of the level. Now, I'm going to use a skip here called Mountain Skip, or Castle Skip, where we essentially ragdoll on the floor. And now, if you ragdoll on the floor from a height, and you spam the C button, which is the roll button slash the ragdoll button, you do what's called helicopter skip, or a helicopter glitch. Basically, it involves flying upwards very quickly. Michael looks amazing while he's doing it. It looks like he's trying to fight every Kung Fu master in the world. You'll see it here now. So we fall, we ragdoll, we spam C, and we helicopter.
3, 4,
now, you can cancel out of a helicopter at any time, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to climb enough height so that we can fall and hit the top of the mountain. You can see I'm counting there so that I've got my reference point, and we're trying to land on this ground here, but we want to save just before we land and load. And what that will do is put us where we were, but without the fall damage. And it worked. Now, if I went for that and it didn't work, we would use the safety strap backup of just climbing the mountain normally. It would add maybe a minute to proceedings. In this level, we have to move these valves here to do the puzzle. The puzzle is the same every time, but it takes about 20 seconds to input the solution. And then we're going to open this door in front of us, and that will lead to the next cutscene and the next level. This is another cutscene that is longer to watch than it is to quit the game. So we quit the game, we reload the game, sorry, and we'll begin the next level, which is Carlos's Prisoner. Carlos's Prisoner is a very short level, and we get out of bounds almost immediately. There are several ways to get out of bounds, including a skip called Box Skip, and also Torch Skip works here as well, although again it's very finicky and very tetchy. It doesn't always like to work. I'm going to use here, I believe, the safe strat. You always try for a box skip. That's what I'm trying to do there with that kicking that box, but it didn't work, so I decided to just go for the safe strats.
Why?
Oh, I took a death there. I forgot about that. That's some time saved for next time, Garlips. So I tried box skip again, didn't work, so I came around here, got rid of this guy. And this is the safe strat. So you climb up here. You're kind of looking to put your hand up on top of this pipeline here above us. Like this. You climb up. And officially now, I think we're out of bounds because this is not intended, really. We jump over here. We go through some geometry that is not solid. It all looks amazing, doesn't it? I mean, like, Bad Way is just so broken in the best possible way. It's very enjoyable to learn all these skips, and we'd definitely be trying to put them on display, you know, to make a show of it, and also get people interested in running the game as well. This cutscene is not longer, so we don't skip the... we don't close the game and reopen here, because this cutscene's quite short. This is the next level, Lost in the Amazon. It immediately starts with a crouch roll up this geometry. You can see here, as you crouch roll against things, it basically pushes you against an invisible wall and makes you ascend. I'm kind of stuck here a little bit, but I got out of it. And then what we do in this level is we move around the geometry of the level, again on the outskirts, making safe jumps where we know there are safe places to land, and making sure that we don't take fall damage by jumping too far or landing too, falling too far. It's kind of strange. This game, you don't see an awful lot of the intended play of the level at all. It's all climbing around the outside, doing these really strange jumps across things that don't look solid, but are, and all kinds of hijinks and shenanigans. So we're just coming around here. We're going to safely descend. I believe, usually using crouch rolls, although you can also jump off of here and make sure that you just save before the end of before you land. I've ragdolled there. Then we're climbing up this rock over here. Again, crouch rolling. This one takes a little bit longer, but it will get you there. Basically, the playable, or the intended playable zone of the game has got these big invisible walls around it to make sure that you cannot escape the bounds of where you're supposed to be playing. And so Bad Way's Any Percent Run is this really intricate tightrope walk of making sure that you are just on the outskirts of that invisible wall, but you know where you can clip back in. So what we're doing right now, we're all behind invisible walls, but there is a clip that we can do to get back into bounds. So we're ragdolling here so that we can helicopter up. We cancel the helicopter. We try and land where we're supposed to, and we save and load. Hey presto. Now we jump from here to the top of this place, and then we can do a crouch ragdoll off of here, and that puts us back in bounds without dying. Then we can simply run up here. Here's a really cool trick. So anytime you save and load in this game, you actually de-aggro the guards. The guards take a second to work out that it's you and that they want to shoot you. So you might hear some gunshots now as they shoot at me. What I do is I save, I load. Oops, I loaded, which is a really stupid thing to do. Silly old Garlips. So we'll try that again. We'll probably get shot at roughly the same... Oh no, we get shot at earlier this time. So you save, you load, and now the guards are not so interested in you for a little bit. They will get interested in you again, but then you just do another save, another load, and the guards just forget that you exist, which is really nice. It's handy. The end of the level is just coming up here. I think I need to do another save load. Yeah, that was definitely the right shout there. Oh, I'm covering against the wall. So sometimes you can cover by accident in this game, and it's really hard to get out of cover,
Still riding a time
which is
save.
fun. The next level is called Chasing the Map. We have to chase after this guy. Stop right there. I said stop. These cutscenes, as you can see, are just magnificent. So yeah, it would be a really nice... Don't run, or I will shoot. It would be really nice to have an incentive where we show off all the cutscenes. Because it doesn't add that much time. And it would be really fun for everyone to see the cutscenes. We're chasing this guy now through this level. We're going to get there before the guy even gets there, so don't worry about that. Basically, it's all about controlling your character so that Michael doesn't fall too far, that he staggers, because that stagger is an animation, takes time. You're kind of wanting to minimize your falls so that, you know, you're not staggering as a result of them. Sometimes it happens. Right, we're coming up to a big tree bridge here. Run across it because we're not afraid. We're speedrunners. We're brave. Now, you're supposed to take the path to the right, but we follow this hill up here.
Looking to improve my time.
We avoid a swingy thing that you can use with your rope there. And instead we just run over this hill like this. Absolutely safe and fine, and we complete the level. Here's the next level. It's a train level. You know, I told you it was Uncharted at home, and you didn't believe me, but here's proof. Right, so what we do for the train level is we immediately jump off the train.
I went too late.
I missed the rock, but there is one rock you can land on that is safe. So, we'll try that again.
Why am I going too late?
Oh, I died twice. That's some free time save for next time, Garlips.
There we go.
There we go, we landed on the rock. Now, this is a very pretty rock. I mean, look at the texture, it's amazing. The dev told us that, much like in Uncharted 2,
I know you're a perfectionist.
the level is the thing that moves, not the train. The train is static, and the level moves around the train, which is very interesting. So what we're waiting for is for the level to do a complete rotation so that the train arrives back here, and we jump on the train again. But what we will have done is jumped off the end of the train and jumped onto the front of the train, basically bypassing the entire level, which involves shooting people, climbing on things, you know, moving around the train, making progress. In fact, sometimes you can even jump into the cutscene trigger. I don't think I do that on this run, but I could be wrong. So you can jump straight from this rock into the cutscene, which is kind of amazing. So it's coming up here now. We want to jump onto this train and make it. Yeah, I missed the trigger, but it's right here, look. There it is. I don't want to shoot you.
Bang,
Bang, bang. I love this. The cutscenes are so amazing. Right, we're off to Pirate Island for Nice Day, the next level.
Ooh, yeah, it cost me 50.
Nice Day is just a level where you've got to get on the boat. So, but there are lots of guards, and they're shooting at you. So what you need to do is utilize that save load trick that I was talking about earlier to de-aggro the guards. And basically, you're going from save load to save load, making your way up the beach and across the jetty to get to the boat. It's one of those strategies that is just so incredibly dumb.
Get on it, Michael.
And you're like, I'm a speedrunner. We do important, intelligent things. We work out, that if you leave one bullet in your clip, it passes over and multiplies to 255 bullets. We're super smart. We work out all that stuff. And basically, this level boils down to save load, walk a bit further, save load. An extra fun thing about this level is, you'll notice as I load in, you're always facing that way, which is really annoying because that's the opposite way to the way we're going. So every time you load in, you've also got to move your mouse before you can begin moving, which is so much fun. Can't even begin to tell you how much fun that is. Just like that. And we're on the boat. We've made it.
We're back up.
We're on to Pirates Island. Pirates Island, is another level. This time we're just going to play it normally. We're going to do what we're intended to do. We're going to shoot guys. We're going to...
Interesting.
Of course not. Of course. Did I have you? Be honest. Did I get you there for a second? No. We're going to climb the geometry and completely walk outside of the level. What are you talking about? This is speedrunning.
Right, if I can just...
So what we're going to do is we're going to jump behind us, climb up onto this rock. It's going to give us just enough height that we can do a ragdoll, and from that ragdoll we can use C to make the helicopter skip happen. So we create a helicopter skip, it shoots us up, we cancel the skip, and then we need to land on these rocks, basically. I'm actually a bit higher up than I need to be, but that's not a problem because you can kind of just drop down.
What?
I didn't realize that was full damage height, but apparently it was. So as you've noticed before in this, you can sort of jump down, then save and load.
Oh my god.
Garlips hasn't worked this out yet, but don't worry. Give him a second, he'll work it out. Yeah, you save just before you hit the ground, and then you load, and you're fine. Fantastic. So we're going to run across some invisible walls that basically kind of like run over this whole section, cut off the entire level. We're heading towards that pagoda in the distance on the right, just center right there. But we need to land down here first and deal with the soldiers, the guards.
We are going to save, in case this goes wrong.
Oh, hang on, wait. I think I used the new skip here. So there's a new skip that Handsome Strife discovered called Under the Sea. Well, it's not called Under the Sea. He calls it Faith Skip. But, like, you'll see in a minute, I think it should be called Under the Sea. Because, well, you're about to learn very shortly why it should be called Under the Sea. We're going to save here. We save for safety just to make sure, that we can load if we need to. What we're trying to do is run off the very edge of an invisible platform here. And in doing so, bypass the edge of the ocean and land on the ground below, like that. Oh, but I died. So I'm going to try that again. Like with most of these skips, because you can save beforehand, it kind of doesn't hurt that you're going for them in a marathon setting because you can just reload and try again.
There we go.
And if I didn't get it after 3 or 4 goes, I would probably just continue the level as normal and forget about it. But, these are fairly rigorous skips. You can get them most times first time, and certainly after a couple of tries you can get them. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to ragdoll on the floor here, under the ocean, of course. Let me remind you, because this is utterly bizarre. We're under the ocean. We're going to ragdoll onto this ground here, and that's going to helicopter skip us up into the air. And then we're going to cancel that as we're floating above the pagoda that we need to go to. I think I'm actually falling. Yeah, I'm falling away here, so I need to try it again. Sometimes that can happen. You can hit a weird bounce, and it sends you in the wrong direction. So you just load, you try again. I think I get it this time. This sends you directly upwards. You cancel the skip, and then you're looking to save load as you are about to fall on the platform. Right. So I've noticed there that I need to load and then immediately save and load, and that will cancel that fall damage. Just like that. And then we run to the end of the level. I believe this is also a cutscene that we... Oh no, that's the next level. So this level is Weeping Angels. In this level, we can't actually save load. Basically, there are 4 statues that we have to push into place. And if you save load, you actually reset those statues back to their original position. So there's no save loading in here. You've got to be careful. Because there's less of a safety net. Although it's still fairly straightforward, and it won't take too long, even if the skips go wrong. So coming over here, we climb up on top of this thing, and we're already jumping to the first angel statue here. There are 4 of them, like I said, and they're in the 4 corners of the room, so north, south, east, west, I guess. You push them into place like this, and they lock into place. And then what we're going to do is we're going to ragdoll here intentionally so that we cancel the fall damage, so that we can fall onto the ground. Then we're going to run over here to this tower that takes us up to the next one. By the way, the voice acting in this game is just absolutely phenomenal. It's so bad that it crosses over into so bad it's good territory and becomes amazing. Also, Michael doesn't always do what you want it to do. But, you know, bless him, he's trying. He's trying his best. I mean, he's no Nathan Drake, but he's trying. So, we hop up here, and that takes us up the stairs, and on top of this bit, which has got the next statue. So we push this statue. Bada bing, bada boom. That's 2 statues in place. Then we're going to intentionally ragdoll again.
You've missed quite a lot of rule discussion. We're pretty sure that the glitchless
Boom.
run...
Over to this corner. You're supposed to push one of these barrels towards this platform so that you can climb up.
Don't worry.
But you can actually use a trick to jump on top by doing a little forward roll. I'm messing it up there, but there we go. That's what you're looking for. And then we're going to make our way up here to the 3rd angel statue.
Was performed today by me. But now we're going for regular.
And I mean, the fun thing about this game is that we're always finding new weird ways to play it and new routing and stuff, or routing, however you pronounce it. So, you know, by the time you accept this for your marathon, there may even be a new skip that doesn't appear here, in which case we'll make sure to, you know, make a point of that and explain it to the viewers. There's statue number 3. From here, we're actually going to do what you're supposed to do, believe it or not, which is to use this hook over here to swing to the final angel statue. That was an unintentional ragdoll there. So what you do is you select your thing, you aim at the thing, and you do the thing. Boom. It's video games. Whee! Just like that. Everything is janky in this game. The skips look just as janky as the actual gameplay you're supposed to perform. And I love that about it, to be honest. Right, so this is the 4th statue. We push this one and the level ends. You'll immediately see me close the game, because it's yet another one of those cutscenes that is so long, it makes sense to shut the game and open it again.
I'll take that. It's time save.
This is the last level coming up. It involves a long trek through the desert.
Right, okay. So
which
there was
is
a bit of
kind of,
about glitchless.
for the last level, it's a little bit anticlimactic, but don't worry about it, it'll be fine. We could cover any questions the chat have about the game here. We could discuss the game in general, and also Monty Games' great attitude towards the game. He likes that people run the game, and he's not trying to fix it in a way that would break all of these skips. He's kind of embraced the speedrunning community, which we really like. Yeah, so we run towards this big thing in the distance, which is where all the stuff is for this level. It's kind of like a maze with traps and all kinds of other things. But you'll see very quickly that we are speedrunners and we don't have time for that rubbish. So we just decide to run along the side and then use an invisible wall to jump in towards the end so that we can get the final cutscene of the game.
Don't worry, I wrote it in the forum, and if I was really
so yeah, any donations would probably fall here as well, which is towards the end of the run as well, so it's nice we could kind of have donations of people talking about the run, like what things they liked, skips and stuff. And we could kind of summarize the whole thing as we head towards this. It's basically like a victory lap at this point. It's very hard to mess up the final part of this. So what we're going to be doing is, as we come up here, we won't be going through the front door, we'll be aiming towards the right. We're going to follow the sand dunes along the side of this whole place, and then climb an invisible wall to get into the final section. I love Badway. Streetback Guy introduced me to Badway, and I then introduced it in turn to my friend Handsome Strife. And so between us, Handsome Strife, myself, Streetback Guy, I believe Sweetola also runs this game. It's been a real collaboration. There's also IEOU James as well has been finding skips and glitches in the game. It's been a real fun thing for us to take part in, and we really hope to share that enthusiasm with your viewers who are watching your marathon. And I think everyone who sees Bad Way is kind of captivated by it because it's just one guy. It's just the one dev putting his heart and soul into this thing, and it's broken. It's janky, but there's something scrappy about it too. I feel like it's the underdog, and it's fun to play. Not just because it's broken, but especially because it's kind of broken. So you can see here, right, what I'm doing is I'm looking for an invisible wall. I can feel that I'm up against it because Michael won't move to the right, even though I'm holding right. We go backwards until he does move right, which is there. And now I know that I'm on top of the invisible wall. We'll do a safety save, and then we run towards the exit. And what we're going to do is we're going to jump off of the invisible wall. Once we're inside bounds, we're now inside bounds. We're going to save just before we hit the ground, like usual, so that we don't take the damage. Boom, just like that. And then we're going to run over on top of these stairs and jump on top of the stairs, and that's the run. That's the whole run.
I mean, Mr. Matt's paraphrasing.
And I hope to improve my own time during practices for marathons as well. But yeah, as it stands, that's how long it took me on this particular recording. Thank you all so much for considering Bad Way for your speedrunning event. I hope you choose it, and I hope we have a grand old time together. But I'm Garlips, and thank you for watching.